Good morning, children. This is your revision slides. So, this is the presentation before your exam, and your exam is on 15th of July 2021. The portion for your periodic 1 is chapter number 6, Physical and Chemical Change, chapter number 7, Weather, Climate and Adaptation of Animals to the Climate, and chapter number 12, Reproduction in Plants. Children, all the question will be objective type. That means you will have the options with all the questions. So here we start with it. We already had one revision in our live session, that was on Wednesday. So today is the second revision for the same. In which type of change a new substance is formed? Physical change, chemical change, both A and B, none of these. So here your answer is chemical change, because only in chemical change new substances are formed. Second question, what is a method to prevent the rust? Options are galvanization, crystallization, sedimentation, all of these. So here again your option is galvanization. How the crystals of pure substances are formed? Options are chromatography, crystallization, galvanization, none of the above. Answer is crystallization. Next question, what will happen if carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water? Options are calcium carbonate is formed. Second one, the lime water turns milky. Third one, both of these. Fourth one, none of these. So here children, whenever the carbon dioxide is passed through lime water, two processes takes place here. One is calcium carbonate is formed, and the second one, it turns lime water milky. Rainfall is measured by rain gauge. Water level increases in the pond. Water level increases in the water table. None of the above. So here it is measured with an instrument called your rain gauge. Next question, which of the following is the type of the climate found in Rajasthan? Hot and dry, wet, very hot and wet. So the answer is hot and wet. Next question, when an iron nail is dipped in copper sulfate solution and kept undisturbed for half an hour or more, what will happen? The solution turns blue, a blue to green, a brown layer is deposited on the nail, a chemical reaction takes place. So here the option is D, that means all the things will take place. The first one, the solution turns from blue to green. So remember that it will turn from blue to green. Then only all the three options will be correct. Question number 8. Which of the following is not an adaptive feature in a polar bear? First one, white fur. Second one, long, curved and sharp claws. Third one, strong sense of smell. And last one, long tail. So these adaptive feature of the polar bear is the long tail. They do not have long tail. Their tail is quite small. Which is the characteristic feature of the tropical rainforest? Hot and humid climate, enormous number and variety of the animals, competition for the food and the shelter. So here again all the three options are correct for the given the question. So here all of these. Next, we have to state whether the following statement is true or false. Formation of cloud is a physical change, whether true or false. So it is always a true. because here it is taking place by the process of evaporation and condensation, so it is a physical change. Both oxygen and water are essential for rusting. Yes, definitely for the process of rusting, both the oxygen and water is necessary. If one is absent, rusting will not take place. So it's a true statement. All the changes in the weather are driven by the moon. So this statement is false because all the changes in the weather are driven by the sun. Migration is a mean to escape the harsh cold condition. Yes, animals and birds, they migrate. They shift from one place to the other place so as to escape from the harsh and the cold conditions. So the statement here is true. Red-eyed frogs has developed sticky pads on its feet which helps them to climb on the tree on which they live. Definitely it's a true statement because these red-eyed frogs, they are found on the trees. They live on the trees and they have a specific characteristic of having a sticky pad so that they can easily climb these trees. A brown layer formed when an iron article is left exposed in an open area is called rust. Instead of this, if it would have been the process, either the method, then the answer would have been rusting. So children, please read the question properly. So here again for your fill-ups, three options have been given. One is rust, rusting and your crystallization. So the first option is the correct for the question. The maximum temperature of the day occurs generally in the morning, afternoon, evening, night. So it's your afternoon. During afternoon only the maximum temperature of the day is taken. The measure of the moisture in the air is called humidity. Again, the options here were weather, climate, none of the above, and the humidity. So the correct answer for the measure of moisture is your humidity. Magnesium oxide mixed with water gives another new substance. The new substance that is formed is magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide turns red litmus blue. So, what will it indicate? So, children, it is acidic in nature, will it be basic in nature, or it is neutral in nature, or none of the above? So, here it is basic in nature because it is turning red litmus to blue. If it was blue litmus red, then it would have been acidic, and if there was no change, then it would have been neutral. So here the option is it is basic in nature. Next question. Humidity is the measure of temperature, pressure, moisture, wind. So the answer is moisture. Which of the following does not live in the polar region? So again the options are penguin, polar bear, camel, reindeer. So all the three, that is penguin, polar bear and reindeers, they are found in the polar region except the camel which are found in the desert region. One of the most common migratory bird which comes to India from Siberia is crow, crane, toucan, parakeet. So the answer over here is your crane, and those are said to be your Siberian cranes. In India, basically, they come to Bharatpur. Next question. Here, children, you can see it is given in a question form, in a paragraph form. So you have to read that paragraph properly and then you have to go for the answer. Lena observed that a pond with clear water was covered up with a green algae within a week. By which method of reproduction did the algae spread so rapidly? So the options here is budding, sexual reproduction, fragmentation or pollination. So children, as you know, these algae, they reproduce by the process of fragmentation. So answer over here is fragmentation. Which of the following part of a plant takes part in sexual reproduction? Seeds, fruits, branch, and the flower. So it's your flower, because from flower only the seeds and the fruits are produced. And when we talk of the branch, it will be considered as your vegetative reproduction. So it will not be considered over here. Now here you can see a figure that is given over here, and the figure is labeled with A, B and C. So you have to choose the correct sequence over here. They have given you three sequences over here. First sequence is pollen grain, pollen tube and zygote. That means A is your pollen grain, B is your pollen tube and C is your zygote. Second option says pollen tube, pollen grain, zygote. That means A will be pollen tube, B will be pollen grain and C will be zygote. Third option says A is zygote, B is pollen tube and C is pollen grain. So here children, the option A is correct because first is your pollen grain, second that is your B is your pollen tube and C is your zygote. So children, these type of questions will be there in the exam. Either it can be there in the paper where the figures will be given and you will be given with the options. So you have to choose for the correct option. You don't have to draw anywhere. You don't have to label anywhere. Everything will be given. Only the thing is you have to choose the correct option. So children, please go through it properly. Identify the figure. Now look at the figure and identify what it is representing: spore formation, budding or fragmentation. So here this is a figure of spore formation. Again a question is there. The turning of lime water milky is a standard test of. Yes. For what this test is performed? For identifying whether carbon dioxide is present, carbon monoxide present or magnesium hydroxide is present. So children, here since carbon dioxide gas is released, so it is a standard test which is performed for finding out whether carbon dioxide is present or absent. If the bubbles are involved, that means, if it turns lime water milky, that means it says that it is your carbon dioxide is present. So children, I hope you have understood. This is how the paper will have the questions, okay, and this will be the format. This is just a hint for you all that this is the format for the paper for your periodic one. You will have the options with each and every question. All the questions you have to read properly. You have to be thorough with each and every chapter nicely. Don't just depend on the questions that are given at the back of the text. Just read the chapter properly because any question can be framed from anywhere. Okay, hope so that you will do your paper well. Best of luck. Bye bye.